it's kind of kicked a little bit because one side's like 23 and the top side's like 21 or something. So it gives it a little bit of a kick to it. But what you're looking at is you're looking at about 97 feet across the bottom, if you want to measure the bottom to make sure. Once you get there should be 8 points, 2 from each corner, one, to the top, one to the side, one to the bottom to the side. So once you get the 8 plot points, then what you want to do is you want to take your scale and just use it as a reference point. So you take your scale and just draw through the 2 lines, through the 2 points. Don't stop at the points, just go through it because you're wanting the lines to intersect. One of the problems we've had in the past is that people have asked the proctors and they've had them connect connect the 8 points and make it an octagon, and it's not really a realistic piece of property to look like that. So, a rectangle or a square or, something like that. I've seen some really odd shaped properties, but for the most part, we're looking at something in shape, some similar to a square. And once you get your points laid, you get your lines drawn, you can get the dimensions of it. If they ask you what's the square footage of the area, just take the length times width. I think what we ended up with, if you measure the sides, I think all of them are 97 or close to it, except for the top, and it's like 94. About right? 95, okay. Must be my scale you're using. So, and from that, they may ask you questions like, down at the bottom, and you had the answers to these, you didn't have to measure them, but hopefully you took the time and effort to measure it. What is the distance from the northeast corner of the house to the east property line? Well, I gave you that when you set the point, it's 20 foot. What's from the southwest corner to the west property line should be 23 foot. The distance from the west property line to the northwest corner of the house, 25. So you've got, some places to take measurements. You can find square footage. Remember, one of the things that they will probably ask, and the one that I'll give you, I got another one for you tomorrow night, the one I'll give you tomorrow night, it will ask you, what is the area to be watered? Okay, we can come up with that if we know what our total square footage is. 94 or 97 times 97, it should give us a square footage. And we take out the things that we don't want watered. Take out the house, say it's 40 by 40, you got 1,600 square feet you take out of there. You take 1,600 foot out of, 10,000 square feet,
Like 9,400.
Yeah, you've got so many square feet left to water. So they can ask you questions like that, and they probably will ask you something similar. So just be aware that that's some of that math that may be stuck back in the corner of your mind. Length times width, find an area, then finding the same area for the house, 16 by or 40 by 40, which is 1,600 square. You take that away from what you actually have. So, think about, what is it that you don't want watered? Well, you don't want the house. It tells you don't throw water on the house. You don't want water on the concrete. So if you got a driveway, you subtract it. So keep that in mind when we do the other one, and test day when they throw one of these out at you, because they'll probably ask you a few questions off of it to go along with it. All right.